Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the 100K a month DM setting system. This is basically a guide on how to create a 100K a month system that turns your likes and comments into book calls. So this is for coaches, agencies, and any high ticket service business that is sold through Instagram or pretty much any other, social media platform, Instagram being the main one. If you don't know who I am, my name's Adam. I run Apex Setting. These are some of the clients here that I have. But just to let you know, the 100K a month principle is a system that isn't built by trying to convince people to book calls. It's built by creating a consistent flow of warm leads, starting genuine conversations, aggressively filtering out poor fit prospects, and only booking consultations with people who have a real problem. Genuine urgency and the ability to invest. The quality of the calendar determines the quality of the business. The best setter or setters don't book the most calls, they book the right calls. Okay, so to get into the first thing is about create warm leads. The goal of DM setting is never cold outreach. Instead, create an environment where people naturally engage with the content before entering your pipeline. This is why Instagram is so perfect for this. And this is why people are making hundreds of thousands, if not millions per month using Instagram as a coach or as a service-based business or a course business, for example, because Instagram is perfect for creating the environment where people become warm to you, right? Rather than being cold. So some warm lead sources you might notice through your own page is things like story viewers. Story viewers are people who watch you all of the time. Daily stories, polls, sliders, question boxes, quiz stickers. These are the things that you're using, the features of Instagram that you're using that allows people to engage with you, right? And the more people engage with these kind of, boxes, polls, etc., they're going to become more warm to you and they're going to understand you, feel like they know you, etc. So the more they have to engage with you, the more likely it is that they're going to be able to be a good client or be a potential client because they're engaging with the features that you're using. Also, post and reel engagement. So the likes you get, the comments you get, the saves, shares, people who watch multiple pieces of content, these are people who become warm leads. But obviously, if you focus on the likes, the comments, for example, just these two, these are going to be enough to get leads for your business. So you need a call to action. Every piece of content should encourage interactions. For example, you should be asking to comment a keyword, send me a DM, vote on a poll, reply to this story, answer the question, react with this emoji, message me a word. Because the objective is to create as many warm conversations as possible. So if we look here at your existing audience, you can use existing audience. Yes, you can use followers, previous conversations that you opened up a year ago, old leads, previous inquiries where people reached out and you didn't close them, clients, referrals from clients. These are often the easiest people to convert. Okay, these are some very easy wins that you can get right here. But when it comes to call to actions again, you want to remember when you're posting stories and posting content, you are going through and telling people to do something. You're not just posting, you're giving people something to do. You're asking them to message you. Let's say a certain word, for example. So for example, if you want people to teaching people how to get a six-pack, you can say, message me or comment six-pack. And you're going to find the hot leads, not just warm leads, but hot leads, right? People who like the content are going to be warm leads, but the people who actually comment are going to be hot leads. So that's number one, is to create the warm leads. You want to create those leads by following this process. So looking through, using these features, looking at your likes and comments, using call to actions in your posts, not all of them, and then going through your existing audience. By following these steps, you're going to be able to create warm leads, and that's number one. So number two, start conversations. The objective isn't selling. We're not trying to sell anything. The objective is simply moving someone from being an engaged follower to active conversation. To reduce spam signals and improve deliverability with your Instagram, automation can be used to initiate the interaction. For example, someone responds to a CTA while a real human takes over the conversation shortly after. Okay, so the reason this works is because if you keep sending out too many human sent messages consecutively, what's going to happen is you're going to probably get banned. But if you allow the ManyChat to do it, and you allow people to get DMs, let's say automated DMs, let's say 1 minute after they've commented, it's going to be spread out. It's going to also going to give the people what they want. So the number 2 is about starting conversations. Okay, so the conversation should feel personal, should be relevant to what they've commented on, it should be friendly, it should feel natural, there should be low pressure or no pressure at all, and you're not trying to sell anything. Your goal is simply to create a dialogue because you want to understand a few things. Let me add these few things that you want to add. You want to understand what their goal is. You want to understand what their problem is or what their obstacle is. You want to understand why they want to try and achieve this thing. You want to understand, do they have urgency? Or they're just browsing? Do they have their investment? These are the things that you need to understand before you book them in, or before you even try to book them in, right? So that's how you want the conversation to go. Next, qualify stringently. So I'm all about disqualifying people. So the biggest mistake setters make is trying to qualify people into a sales call. Professional setters qualify people out of the pipeline. Every bad lead removed improves your close rate, improves the show rate, improves the sales team's performance overall, customer quality, client retention. If you have bad leads and you try to get as many people as possible on a call, you're going to end up getting a shit close rate, a bad show rate, and all of these things here are going to basically be bad numbers. So your calendar should only contain people who genuinely need help. That's why I'm very strict on stringently disqualifying people, trying to disqualify people, not trying to qualify them. So the 5 qualification rules would be this. Number 1, they have a real problem. This prospect has an existing problem that actually requires solving, not just curious, not just looking, a genuine problem. If you can find that they have a genuine problem, maybe the problem is that they have a wedding coming up and they want to be in shape. Maybe it's that they want to lose weight. Maybe it's that they want to put muscle on because they feel insecure. There's a problem, right? But it can't just be a curiosity or just looking. It has to be one that they actually want to solve. Number 2 is they have urgency. So the problem matters enough that they want it solved now. They don't want to just do it next year or later, or they're just researching. You want people who actually want to change now, and they're going to be your best buyers. And number 3, rule 3, is they fit your ideal client, they match the business. Examples: industry, income, experience, goals that they have in mind, location where they are, business model, depending on if you're helping businesses. If they don't fit your offer, don't book them. Only book people who are actually going to be a good fit and you know they're a good fit. If they're a bad fit, don't book them. I get it, early on you want to book everyone, but if you're making 20-30 grand a month or more, you want to start cutting people off. Rule 4, they can make the decision. The person attending the consultation should be capable of making the buying decision. Avoid booking people who cannot move forward without involving someone else unexpectedly. So there are some people who can't book a call. They can't get on a call with you because they can't buy, because they have to talk with someone else. Some people can't. You'll have a call with some guys who cannot make a decision before asking their wife's permission, for example. If that's the kind of person you're talking to each their own, but you're not going to be able to make a sale from that person or help them until the wife's on the phone. So you have to ensure what kind of person you're talking to as well. So you need to make sure if the person you want to ask them Are you able to make the decision yourself whether you join this call, or is someone else going to be paying for it? Or do you need someone else's permission before you start, for example? And rule number 5 is they're willing to invest. High ticket coaching requires investment. The objective is confirming they're open to investing in solving their problem, not just looking for free advice, not looking for a cheap shortcut. People committed to results understand there's an investment. People who want to take things to the next level understand that it costs money. It's not just cheap. Everything cheap is useless. So people who are actually going to be good clients are going to understand and be willing to invest. So number 4 is to book the consultation. So once somebody is qualified, the objective changes. Stop trying to sell inside the DMs. Okay, so once they're qualified, don't want to sell anything. The sale happens on the consultation. The DM simply moves someone towards the next step. So you want to position the call. Instead of endless messaging, position the call as faster, more valuable, more personalized, and easier. So for an example, you want to say something like this. Rather than going back and forth over messages, it would probably be more helpful to jump on a quick 20-minute call. I'll take a look at your current situation, walk you through exactly what I'd recommend, and answer any questions you've got. If it looks like we're a good fit to work together, I can explain what that would look like. If not, you'll still leave with a clear plan you can implement yourself. This creates value before asking for commitment. So before asking for the call, you're explaining the call. You're explaining how it's going to go. You're leading the situation. You're leading the conversation. You have the authority. And you're telling them what's going to happen on the call. And you're also saving them time by saying, look, instead of messaging, let's just do this, and it's going to help you more. And you're also pointing out how even we'll work together if it makes sense, but if it doesn't make sense, at least you have a clear plan that you can go for. And then book the call. So once they agree, send booking link, confirm booking, confirm the time zone, confirm attendance, explain what happens next. The objective is getting a committed appointment. So you want to technically or preferably use Calendly. That usually works the best. And then what you're going to do is you're going to be able to book people into your call or your calendar. So once you're able to do that and you've gone through and you've said this and they've agreed, then you want to send the booking link, confirm the booking with them, etc., etc. But Calendly should do the rest of this itself. So what we track, lead sources. So we want to track story viewers, how many comments are you regularly getting, how many likes you're regularly getting, who's following you mostly, CTA replies, okay? Mainly we want to focus on conversations. So how many conversations have you started every day? What is the reply rate being like? How many active conversations do you have going every single day? Next is qualification. So on a daily or weekly basis, how many people are you qualifying and how many people are being disqualified? And what's the qualification rate? I'm going to make this yellow because the qualification rate is very important. Sometimes the qualification rate, when it's lower, is better. It means it's more refined and a better quality. Booking, so you want to track how many calls have you booked every day or every week? What's the percentage of people that you're booking over talking to? And what's the show up rate? This is another important one. Show up rate, you need to know that. And sales, close rate, revenue, customer lifetime value. You need to understand these things about your business as well. So how many are you closing? What percentage? How much revenue are you making week on week? And the lifetime value of a customer. Figure this out. So this is my business, apexsetting.com. We source setters, interview them, hire them, train them, and manage them. So we have the DM setters so that they can book 5 to 10 calls a day. So these are some of my clients. And basically the way it works is if you're a coach and you want to scale, you want to book more calls, then you need to implement this kind of service. So you would be sourcing multiple setters. You would be interviewing 20 to 50 setters, finding the best one. Then you're going to hire them and then you're going to train them every single day so they learn about your business fully. And then you're going to manage them every day to make sure they're producing results. If you can do that yourself, that's great. But if you want help, I can help you. This is my website, apexsetting.com. And I'm happy to help you. If you want to book a call as well. Cheers.